Hello. Um, could you please check if the stream is running fine? We have terminal session, and we have Mozilla Firefox. So I think that we can live with it. And today we will have very challenging uh, lesson, how to run action cable with action text. Okay, so it doesn't show the picture. Huh? Yes. Okay, that's fine. So a little disclaimer. Uh, we uh, we all have some days when nothing goes as you expect, and today is my day, and I didn't I forgot to take my switch for to connect my laptop, and our beloved friend helped me by providing his notebook with Fedora, and we'll see how to work with it and how to survive through the evening when you need to build a chat using Rails, chat application with beautiful text using Rails. So let's start, and we'll start. I hope that you will find some interesting things during the uh, lesson, and we'll start from one of my favorite songs, that is called "Living on the Edge" by Aerosmith. Because we are going to use the latest version of Rails, we are going to take Rails Master, and we are so you don't have drivers sound card, is it correct? Huh? Okay, I see. Thank you very much for these sounds. So you all okay. So you all know that okay, we can listen for it for some time. Come on. How to, do you hear me well? Yeah, that's fine. So you know that all sources of most of all gems and Rails itself are located on GitHub. And GitHub is a great social network where you can follow your friends and find interesting things that they do, and you can also fetch the code from Rails, from almost any open source project from there. So we are going to do it, and I will create a folder called demo. I will go to this folder, and I'm going to run. Okay, I paste. Yes. Thank you. While the Rails is uploading, we can enjoy the sound of this music. Also, we need to install all necessary stuff like Ruby and RVM, and I think that RVM is already installed. Is it fine? Yeah, or I can connect to my huh? I connect to my phone. Is it fine for you or um okay, too slow. um okay, it going to take time. I'll try to connect to another to another source. um I also have a USB stick, I guess, that can help me to make it faster. Do you know what is the WebSockets, or how do you imagine them? Huh? Like what? Uh, okay, that's one side um, of the tube. Let's say so. And first of all, this is a protocol, and you know what HTTP is, and you so like in HTTP, the request is in HTTP the request is made from client to server, and server can't push any data to the client. And WebSocket upgrades this idea, and it allows the server to tell a client that something has changed, or to change something, or to process some data. So you can think, so you know that HTTP has conception, like HTTP has requests, and requests can be completed, and when the request completed, you have the request object that has all data about the request, like request status, request headers, request body, and so on. You can think about WebSocket as a long lasting HTTP request, like without any end. So you can put any data there, and the client will have this data on the on its side. So Did you worked with RAG applications? So actually, RAG is the very lightweight framework that allows you to build layered processing of requests, and basically this is HTTP request and Rails based on the RAG. So if you use RAG, if you use Rails, you use RAG application. So so do you follow any weekly newsletters about Ruby? So there are lots of very helpful materials that you can find on such called weekly subscriptions, and you can know all the news. So you can enter your email there, and you'll see all the news that happened to Ruby and Rails world in the there. So all this feature I will talk about appeared and developed in Rails very rapidly, and you could follow their development in these Ruby Weekly subscriptions. So yeah, so this. So, do you know how much Rails repository, what is the size of Rails repository? Gigabytes? What is your bet? Any more? Any other? It's actually it is 376 megabytes. So it's quite clever to copy that it using USB. I hope you. Okay, nice. Okay, I thought that we will need to go through all the mounting experience. Open demo. What is okay? Fine. We'll go to the home. Let's go here. Here. Paste. Okay, so now we can go further. How to close it? Okay, just wait. A good suggestion. So we have Rails folder here, and it expects us to have Ruby 2.5 and what RVM list, what Rubies we have here. Okay, that's nice. So let's run bundle install, I guess. Okay. Another thing that we need to do before running Rails new is having gem file. Oops. And this gem file will have Rails. Okay. That we installed locally. Gem Rails. Did you try to use this pass extension? Like you can tell where the gem is located on your laptop, and it will just create the okay, how to copy it? Like this. For the development, I use Vim, and here I use Tmux. Tmux is the thing that allows you to have multiple tabs inside one terminal. You can see that there is a green line on the bottom, and it shows that the tabs and numbers. Like, and now I'm in the tab 2 that shows Vim, and you can see the star here, and this means that I'm on this tab. So okay, why? Okay. What happens? Okay, I missed the. Do you know what mistake did I make? I didn't add a Rails here. Rails. So when I let's create a new gem set that is called Rails 6. I prefer to create files like Ruby gemset. Rails 6. And what else? We'll have Ruby version file. Do you use these files? So so these files tell RVM to use a specific version of the gemset and Rails version, and if gemset is not created, they will create them. And now we can run bundle install. and it will install all gem dependencies that Rails have. So basically what happens here, I have the gem file. Do you see it? And this gem file tells that there is a Rails, there is a gem called Rails, and when it installs the gem, it looks for file with gem spec. Oops, grab gem spec extension, and here is Rails gem spec, and it loads this file, and it installs all the gems that are listed in this file as a dependencies. So you can see the list of dependencies. So so let's okay, so it is going to take time. What else we should know about Rails project? So did you take a look on the Rails project? So then you actually know that it has separate folders, and these folders are separate gems for all gems that are built in into Rails. So, and you can use these gems in separate. For instance, you can find that it is very useful to use active support and active storage, not or active record, without using Rails. So the installation is complete, and to use the latest version of Rails, you can use Rails project generator that is built into the Rails project. You can find it using find command, and it should be called Rails. So this basically finds all files that are called Rails, and we can set more options, like it should be file, and it should be okay. That for some reason it doesn't allow to use it here. Okay, we can grab it, and we can this file is often is located in royalties. So we can you can see that there is you can use this file as a Rails helper command to generate it, and let's say we can, but to do this we need to install some additional gems into gem file, because Rails generator will use them. First of all, it is Webpacker, and we will need Webpacker as we will use action text, and we need to have a gem called listen. So knowing WebSockets work as a duplex. So you know what it means. This means that this is communication that is made in both directions, and the most popular thing to demonstrate its possibility is building a chat. So if some time ago we built a blog post in 15 minutes, now Rails allows us to build a, a chat in 15 minutes. Like let's try to do this. Okay. So first of all, we are going to generate the new Rails application, and it is we are going to use this help like this script that is that is located inside Rails repository, and what else? Do you know what Spring is? Spring is a thing that loads, like it is used for development, and it it looks if any of your files are changed, and then it reloads the necessary objects in Rails, and sometimes it is annoying. Let's try to do this way. And do you have any questions? Like, okay, then I will then another thing that we'll definitely need to install to run the application with action cable is Redis, and this is because actually Rails action cable is based on like this is a simple rack middleware that receives that receives messages from like this middleware is subscribed on the queue in the Redis, and whenever a new message is appeared in Redis, it sends it in on the by hijacked socket to the to your client. So here is a good diagram that shows us how it works.